Hey guys, this is Bob with CTCS. Just out here to put out a quick video. The reason I'm doing this video is A, to show off our new software. Software is fantastic. B, to tell the importance of safety management, safety training. I want everybody to know that it is very, very important for you guys, truckers, insurance agents, brokers, dispatchers, to pay attention to safety ratings. I know that the brokers are doing it through algorithms for out of service rates. I know that dispatchers are trying to help keep their clientele because they lose loads when their safety score goes up. I know that insurance guys have problems retaining companies and carriers that they've worked very hard to get due to the fact that all of a sudden an underwriter disappears because their safety rating is bad and the underwriter won't renew them, or their rates go up because they just have a poor safety score. You open up the door for them to shop you. So why do we want that to happen? You don't want to be shopped. You want to keep your book of business. You want to keep your residual income, and you want to keep your clients happy. So this video is on how to do that, and to all you trucking companies out there, because that's where my focus is. This is how you keep your company from falling into this category here of the out of service or not authorized category that you see on my screen or behind me. What you're going to find out here is there's many reasons you can get put out of service. There's a lot of DOT agents that are different personalities. You're going to find out we've got carriers that, man, we've done all the right things for them, but they had already messed up and they run into the wrong auditor or the wrong DOT agent. And the list of what they request of you becomes so obnoxious, it almost makes you want to quit. Okay, we already know that trucking is a fantastic industry. When I say fantastic, I mean there are guys out there really getting after it, really making money. So you guys that are on the negative side of this equation, that are complaining or grumbling and saying rates are bad and this, that, and the other, I've got probably 10 or 15 or 20 companies I can name right now that aren't big boys. These guys just started maybe a year ago, okay, that we've worked with in Shaggy's consulting and training, and they're killing it. And I mean, we've got a guy I can name right now. He's pulled off from 0 trucks, just him driving, getting in 1 truck and going out last year. And now I think he's up to 9 trucks, and everybody's fully loaded and everybody's moving freight and everybody's happy that's working for them. If you can, and they're all owner operators, so they brought their trucks to him, and this guy was brand new. We teach you how to build a 2-year plan. We teach you how to turn from a trucking company into a brokerage, how to dispatch your own freight. When I say we're talking about Shaggy. Shaggy's one of the best trainers that there is in the industry. I don't know of anybody as well rounded as him. He's going to teach you dispatching, brokering, and trucking, and he's going to create a plan for you second to none. And basically, you just got to follow the steps. This is a duplicatable plan. It's something that anybody can do that wants to be in trucking. The key to making a plan work, other than doing the work itself, is going to be, is it a duplicatable model? Okay, if you get a model that works, you can recruit drivers, you can keep your drivers happy, you can build out a company, you can diversify the income, you can grow your profitability over the course of 2, 3, 4, 5 years. That's a great model, and that's what he teaches you. So don't miss out on Shaggy's training. Simply put, he's booked up quite often, pretty much sold out frequently, well before the classes hit. But you can find us all at the Freedom to Learn movement. And we do that Facebook Live stuff on Shaggy's group on Facebook. So if you look up Facebook, Shaggy's group, and you click to join, you're going to get Wednesday shows. You're going to get me on Facebook Live. You're going to get insurance guys on Facebook Live. We've vetted every partner we have in this group, in this Freedom to Learn movement, to be top notch. We simply want you to get the right information, even if you're not a carrier yet, even if you're just thinking about getting into the industry. Don't go to YouTube and look at the get-rich-quick schemes, because there's no such thing. Okay, you may as well get that out of your head. There are get-rich schemes or get-rich plans, but there's no get-rich-quick scheme. We've got a group of people that'll teach, train, and help you each step of the way. We're the safety guys, just so you know. We have insurance guys, we have ELD guys, we have load boards, everything. Load boards, I'm going to tell you like this. When it comes to dispatching yourself, guys, you want direct freight. Load boards have a good purpose in there. They help you to spot load, they help you to get new drivers in, and they help you when you become a broker to post load. So there is a good use for load boards, and we use 2 of the best, DAT and 123, and we can get you a free 30 days. So check us out at Shaggy's group on Facebook. Join up. and we're CTCS, and you can find us at CTCS on Facebook. But let's jump into this, okay? What I'm going to talk about is what puts a carrier out of service. There's a multitude of ways you can actually go out. The FMCSA at Great American Trucker Show last year said that about 84% of all the businesses that are all the MCs filed didn't make it through their first year, the previous year, and it's been a fairly consistent thing. And there's reasons why. This is a relatively new carrier. Looks like he started back in July of 18, so we're about 2 years in. He's no longer in business. And, first look, you go, well, why isn't that? I just happen to pull him up randomly. And you go look at his licensing and insurance, and this is the government site, and it's going to tell me that he no longer has insurance. So let me get through the captcha here, and hopefully we'll go through first run, and we'll just hit search, and we'll go to his report. And what you're going to find here is no insurance on file. Okay? There's a rejection. Carrier name is different from the system. That's a really odd way to go out of business, right? Rejected insurance. Okay? So that could just be in his setup. Sherwood Heights Partners LLC. Maybe he was just Sherwood Heights before. So it's important to set up your company right. But also, there's another underlying factor, and I believe this guy just decided that's enough for the moment, because when you go to his SMS results, you're going to see he's got a 50% out of service rate. Insurance guys and brokers, you guys know what this means. This means that not good news. Okay, brokers specifically, it's under driver fitness. This is out of service rates. And what we're going to find out is he had a driver. If I blow this up, you should be able to see it. He had a driver, or he was the driver, and he falsified logs and then operated a CMV without a CDL. Okay, this is a common occurrence in today's world, by the way, guys. The reason this occurrence happens is because people are trying to jump in the industry in a hotshot type scenario where they're running a 1-ton truck and a 32-foot trailer, even a 35 and a half or whatever. They're running shorties and trying to get in under 26,000 GVW. I see this violation a lot in that circumstance. I'm going to tell you straight away, just get your CDL. It isn't that difficult. You've already got your truck and trailer, run a proper load, go with a 40-foot trailer, because what the DOT is targeting on the road is overweight loads and things like that. And if it looks like you're carrying something heavy in that truck, even if you're, running at, you think under 26, but you didn't scale it, you may get an overweight violation. You may get, run into that. But the primary thing you're going to run into is that operating CMV with the CDL. Guys, they can retag trailers at the manufacturer. That doesn't make it right. The axles will dictate how much weight that trailer combination with your truck can carry. DOT guys will match that up to the axle weight, okay? Not the tag weight sometimes. And the tags, sometimes if you haven't looked, the tag might say, 13,000 or 14,000 GVW on that trailer, and then your truck, which is a 1-ton, comes in at 13. Well, now you're at 27,000, and you start rolling down the road. Even if you're underweight on the load, you're going to find out that they'll match those two tags, and they'll say you should have had a CDL. Okay, so be careful when you're trying to come into this industry is my point. If the guy set up his authority wrong and got rejected on the insurance, we have an authority expert in Evil Sizer and Associates. For all you people looking to add an authority or start your own company, brokerage or trucking authority. Penny has been in this industry for 30 years. Her dad started that business even before then. They are experts in this industry when it comes to setting up your authority. So just, know that we have a group of partners that we've all vetted that will help you succeed. They'll give you the information you need to set up correctly. We've got Truckers Affiliate Program, which will get you fuel cards to save yourself cash. I mean, 20 cents off a cash price at the pump is nothing to sneeze at. And giving you a credit line on daily gallons of fuel you can purchase. And so we've got that. We've got your ELDs covered with one of the best ELDs. Geotab is probably one of the best out there for notifications and things. So what I want to get into here now is why is your safety score so important? Because you could end up on a list, okay, which is the FMCSA register. These are decisions and notices, okay? These are companies, and you see there's 78 pages. If you can see the top where my mouse is, I'm going to try to highlight it. Can't. There we go. I've got 78 pages, if I blow it up on the top left, of notices, okay? The FMCSA does this Monday through Friday, guys. About 800 to 900 businesses, pretty much Monday through Friday, every day are given notice or put out of service. Very few of them are reinstatements in comparison to how many discontinuances there are. There's a few voluntaries in here. I think I saw one up here a couple pages ago of somebody just quitting. But at the end of the day, how are you going to succeed in this type of a model? I told you trucking's great. I told you can have trucks out there making money and grow your company. But here's what I see every single day, Monday through Friday. Discontinuance after discontinuance. Notice after notice. The government doesn't play. There was almost $40 million in civil penalties last year alone when it came to just handing out citations, and I think 78% of that was to carriers. Okay? Does it generate money for the government? Absolutely. Do I believe in every freaking regulation and everything the government tries to do? No. Am I a safety guy? Yeah. Do I think you should follow the rules? Yes, because your success depends upon it. So playing around with the rules doesn't help you too much. You might get away with something for a minute, but not for very long. So what I'm going to do is jump into a management system here that we have. This is our software, and we're under CTCS demos, and you can see this is the company. It's just simply a demo, and on the home there's a bunch of alerts. Okay, I created an employee yesterday, and I'm going to show you how I did that. In the demo profile, Abasi, thank you for your time. I know I got your first name in here. Everything else is hidden. But Abasi came on board with us here yesterday, and in the demo I went ahead and created an employment link for him. And so if this was Abasi's company, instead of saying CTCS demos here, you would see Abasi's company's name, and he would have his own application for employment. And then his drivers or potential drivers could come in and CDL driver E.dot application could submit to apply online using his website link, okay? Or he could email the link, and it starts the process of bringing everybody in the right way. It tells the driver what he's going to need to complete the process, okay, and how to proceed forward. So we're going to just continue on. You can put your own little tidbits in here. 3 years CDL required, military background a plus, no bad drivers, whatever you want in there, and you can continue on. I'm not going to go very far into this, but you can see that there's red highlighted areas here that are required. This will bring into your company everything that's required of this driver, including signatures, sign off for PSP reports, substance abuse testing, all of the tests and everything that's needed, he'll be signing off on during this application process and providing you asset information. It includes a space for owner-operators if that's what you're bringing on board, and you can hire right through this application. Once hired, we go to the employees section, and you'll find that same applicant, Abasi Clark, right here, okay? And it's going to start a whole list of things that need to be done. Now, if you're doing the HR, or maybe it's a one or, yourself, or you and your wife, or you and your husband, or whatever, and you don't have a big office, but you need to be able to check everything off and not miss anything, because again, the FMCSA doesn't play. You've got all of your items that need to be done in this process, and they're not completed until you actually get them done. So we need to get a copy of his medical card, need to send it for drug and alcohol, need to do his driver backgrounds and all of that. Okay, and that's going to be checklist and an alert until it is completed. So now we're going to go on down to roadside inspections real quick. If he has violations, well, they'll come from a roadside inspection typically. So if we go to a roadside inspection, let's say you brought him on, he's driving, and he's about to gets pulled in for an inspection, and he does have a violation in that inspection. It is so important, guys, to stay on top of this stuff. And that report there that showed the CSA score and the reason why when I was over here on the safety measurement system, that doesn't come up for 30 days. It stays on the record for 2 years. There's a time wait, and there's a violation number that goes with each and every violation. If I blow that up again, you'll see all of that. In this particular inspection where he didn't provide a medical card, he didn't do this, there are, over here on the right, are the time weights and what happened to him. So he had a 1 point plus 8 point, or plus 7 points equal to 8, plus 10 points equals 18. There's 18. The time weight on it, this was back early on in his run, is down to a 1 because it's 2 years old. It's going to fall off in November. Okay, but when it was brand new, that point value, which is 18? 18 was times 3, so what's that, a 54-point violation on his score? And right out the gate, it gave him a 50% out of service rate and hurt him in getting freight. Okay, so let's go back to this and the violations. Now, Abasi already has a violation on here in his level 1 inspection, inattentive driving. It was a 5-point severity right here, okay? And the time wait, because it just happened, is 3, making it a violation, total violation, 15 points. But we went ahead and put them out of service just to show that automatically it's going to add the 2 extra points here as you look at my screen, and now it became a 17-point violation. This is going to allow me to manage this driver. Okay, knowing this stuff as it happens in real time allows me to be proactive. So let's say this was something different, like he's driving a flatbed and didn't secure the load properly, broken strap or something, and he's done this once. We give him a written warning, we come on down, and he does it again. Something happens again, gets the same violation. Well, now I can take him through, suspend him, bring him in for an employee training, set up his class, a DOT class, and we set up the vendor, and now I can put this on his training schedule. Okay, require him to come in and get a certificate on this training. So pretty much what you're going to end up with here is I can set up the class, we can populate a company training library, and we can put whatever we want in here, videos, and we can have a certificate at the end of the course, and it could be on securing loads for a bossy. He gets another violation in that after completing the course. We're just going to figure out he's not paying much attention. Okay. Not only that, but I can also set all of my alerts up. I can have his DVIRs come in. If we're using Geotab as our logging device, then I can automatically have all his DVIRs come in. So we go back to employees and a bossy, and we want to look at his DVIRs. They're going to be here. I'm sorry, it's under his assets. So we get into his assets, and bossy drives the Freightliner. If you're using Geotab, this would be auto-populated with all of his DVIRs. I can make sure, there's a couple ways to make sure a bossy is doing his DVIRs. We do a system called random video polls. Very similar to random polls for drug and alcohol, guys. We're going to take them from a pool of drivers. We're going to make them stop at their next stop. We're going to make them take a video. We're going to download that video into our system and then up into yours so that you have an actual walk around and you can see the truck while it's on the road. A lot of these guys that are hiring owner-operators, you're driving down the road, 2-3 weeks. You're not bringing that truck back in because you're ACH paying them. How do you keep track of that truck? Okay, very important to keep track of all these things. Right now I want to deal with the personnel side. I'm not going to deal with the asset side. And this always locks up for me for some reason for about 10 or 20 seconds when I click on that Geotab thing. Not sure why. Let's get home or somewhere and scroll away. Anyway, so the point is now we can manage our drivers. When we're dealing with managing your drivers instead of you, we're going to do the hours of service. We're going to be in your logs. We're going to be double checking everything, every exemption, every notation that needs to be made. We're going to ensure that you don't have the hours of service violations. And if a guy gets one, we're going to re-educate him and create some corrective action plans. So what does this mean for you as a trucking company? It means you get less violations, your score stays pristine, you get more freight opportunities for you, your insurance stays at a good rate, possibly you get a better underwriting company than you had last year when you come up for renewal, and your insurance guy's giving you good news instead of bad. Okay, and what it means for you brokers and dispatchers and insurance guys, it means you get to retain your book of business because you could lose a driver as a brokerage to a bad CSA score. You might have had a guy that's out there delivered loads, he's been very dependable for you, and all of a sudden his CSA score gets out of whack because he gets a driver that's out of whack, and he wasn't paying attention, didn't know how to manage his drivers. And now you can't get him a load because, well, you have an algorithm in your system that says, hey, he's got a bad service rating, we can't really give this guy any more loads. Dispatchers, the same thing happens for you. You're trying to book loads for these guys, so what happens? Guy gets out of sorts, you've got to retain his book of business, he's paying you to dispatch, but now you can't get him a load. Is he going to stay with you? No, you're going to lose your book of business. And insurance, very much the same way. The minute you open the door to a higher increased rate or they lost a good underwriting opportunity, they're going to start shopping you. You want to keep your book of business, don't you? This system and our management is going to help you to do so. Now, I'm not out here to say it's the only way to go. I'm out here to say it's a very important factor. And our Freedom to Learn movement, you're going to find out that there's a lot of partners in our group that are going to help you along the same ways. This is a very affordable system. Just to give you an example, all you new guys that are going to open up a trucking authority, you're going to get bombed with a bunch of calls. Doesn't matter who it's from, Foley Services, whomever. They're going to call you on the very first day you press the button. If your phone number's in that system, they're going to call you and tell you you need to have drug and alcohol, and you need to have a driver file, and you need to have a BOC3, and you need to have insurance and a UCR. But they don't sell the insurance. They sell the BOC3, the UCR, the driver file, and the drug and alcohol. And that's what they're out to do, is to sell you. Okay, and for that package, usually you're somewhere in the $400 or $500 range, just for one truck and one driver. Sometimes it's more. It depends on what they think they can get from you. I'm gonna tell you what they shouldn't get from you. They shouldn't get your business. Okay. At the end of the day, you can board your driver right here, whether it's you or your driver. You can do everything you need for compliance for that driver for the year. It's going to cost her $125, and that $125 includes your pre-test, your consortium enrollment, all your accident kits, everything you need, your driver backgrounds, everything's built into this system. And you're, just as an example of testing, when you're pulled randomly, it's going to be $55 a test if you're pulled randomly. Very rarely are drivers pulled multiple times in a year, but it does happen. Okay, so these guys are going to try to sell on the pretense that they're pre-selling you and you don't have to pay anything for the whole year. We're going to sell you all your drug and alcohol package. You don't have to worry about any further payments. But the truth of the matter is, I can tell you probably 2 or 3 drivers I know right now, just off the top of my head, that in 10 years of driving, they've been pulled 3 times. Okay, there's other guys that have bad luck and they get pulled a couple, maybe even 3 times in a year. So at the end of the day, it's pulled every quarter, guys. So don't fall for the sales spiel. Don't fall for spending money where you shouldn't spend it. You've got enough money to spend in starting up your company. We want to make sure that you're doing things correctly from the very beginning. So get the things that matter. You do need your BOC3 and insurance to even have your authority go active. Penny does all the BOC3s. Your insurance is done through Cornerstone in our group. Cornerstone is a fantastic insurance agency. They specialize completely in trucking. That's where they spend their time. They've been doing this a long time. And Nick and Alex will spend all the time they need to with you to make sure you're getting everything you need to get your business up and running. So we want you guys to succeed. Make sure you check us out on Shaggy's Facebook group. Again, that's Facebook, Shaggy's group. And if you want to check us out, crosstcs.com is our website, and our phone number is 888-493-3152. As you can see, I've got a Rig Nation shirt on. This is our roadside assistance partner. We've got 123 load boards. We've got Operify factoring. We've got everything you need in this group, and they've all been vetted. Everybody that we've got has been vetted and we know provides good customer service, and they're not out just to sell you a product. They're out to educate you before you start making those important decisions on getting your authority operational. And even if you're in a situation where you're looking for change, they'll help you out that way too, guys. So I hope you have a great day. I hope this video was helpful. Take care. Bye-bye.